Hi, I'm Ed Merrison from CellarHand, and today is emphatically a Chardonnay day. We're visiting the Mâconnais in France. In fact, we'll be at an estate just 10 kilometres from the village of Chardonnay, which lent this beautiful grape its name. The domaine in question is André Bonhomme, and it's behind these two wines, the 2017 Mâcon Village Vieilles Vignes and the 2017 Viré-Clessé Vieilles Vignes. Now, I'm going to be upfront with you here. If you're watching this as a committed Chardonnay phobe, I can't offer any reassurance. I offer only my deepest sympathy. When someone tells me they don't drink Chardonnay, I feel this terrible pang of commiseration as though they've just lost a long-loved pet or something. It's a similar tale of loss. These people, after all, inhabit a world devoid of Chablis, from which Pouligny is exiled, where in Australia alone the door is closed to the charms of Beechworth, Macedon Ranges, the Yarra Valley, Mornington Peninsula, Tasmania, Adelaide Hills, Margaret River. And they won't ever know Merrison, for pity's sake. I mean, that's tragic, isn't it? Anyway, for the rest of you, we're in the village of Viré, about 20 kilometres north of Mâcon, in the most southerly wine-producing region of Burgundy. Furthest north, of course, you have Chablis, then the Côte de Nuit, the Côte de Beaune, the Côte Chalonnaise, and then the Mâconnais. This covers a strip of vines 10 kilometres wide and 35 kilometres long, ending at the northern tip of Beaujolais. The Chardonnay grape is undeniably queen here, representing 80% of all vines, grown on rolling slopes of limestone and marl. Technically speaking then, this is white Burgundy, offered at a snip of the price of its Côte d'Or counterparts. But that simplification smooths over the mind-blowing spikes in quality you get in the best Côte de Beaune vineyards, but also doesn't do justice to the distinct southern accent of these wines we're looking at today. So perhaps it's the way the vineyards here are interspersed with grazing cattle and arable land, but there's a marked rusticity to the Mâconnais, an area both sunnier and less rainy than its northern neighbours. That certainly changes the shape and texture and the flavour spectrum of these wines. Barrel fermentation, also the norm in so-called Burgundy proper, is a little bit more bit-part player here, where stainless steel and glass-lined concrete are more common. Here in the Mâconnais, there's no Premier Cru or Grand Cru appellation yet. But that isn't to say there aren't very special sites with documented names and history. Instead, grapes grown here qualify for the lower, i.e. regional appellations of Burgundy. For example, Bourgogne for Pinot Noir or Chardonnay, or Crémant de Bourgogne for traditional method sparkling. But there are a few appellations specific to the region. You have bog standard Mâcon, you might have seen, for whites from Chardonnay, plus reds and rosés from Pinot and Gamay. Then you have the Mâcon Village, like this one, for which 27 superior communes apply. These can be labelled as Mâcon plus the name of the specific village of origin. So it was that the communes of Viré and Clessé were once labelled Mâcon Viré and Mâcon Clessé. Until 1998, that is, when these managed to persuade authorities that the demonstrable quality and character of their terroir made them worthy of their own appellation. The Bonhomme family was in fact instrumental in making that happen. But before we go there, just for the sake of completeness, we should go right up that appellation hierarchy, because you also have Saint-Véran, founded in 1971, that bands together 7 communes around the south of the region. And then at the top of the tree, you have the full-bodied, barrel-fermented Chardonnays that command the highest prices of the Mâconnais. You'll find Puy-Fuissé, Puy-Locher, and Puy-Vinzel. So let's get back though to our place, Viré-Clessé, and to our featured producer, André Bonhomme. So this was founded in 1956 when André and his wife Gisèle decided to start domaine-bottling the production from the 4 hectares inherited from André's father, Joseph. That decision to strike out alone rather than sell the fruit to the local cooperative made this the first estate of what, 42 years later, would become Viré-Clessé. The domain now extends to about 14 hectares of vineyards, with 98% of production devoted to Chardonnay. Told you it was a Chardonnay day. Now, these have been farmed organically since 2001 and certified from vintage 2014. The winemaking helm since 2008 is Aurélien Palté, the grandson of André Bonhomme. All harvesting here is done by hand, with whole bunches airbag pressed before the musts undergo long fermentations with natural yeasts. Both stainless steel and oak barrels are used in the cellar, with the duration of élevage also varying according to the specific cuvée. Bâtonnage, that's where you have the yeast lees spent after fermentation stirred through the wine, is usually avoided. The juice already has all the weight and texture it needs. So we start then with the Mâcon Village, which comes in at $40. You'll note the wording here, Grand Vin de Bourgone, great wine from Burgundy. Well, why not? And here, Vieilles Vignes, or old vines. So these plantings have an average age of 60 years and sit on clay and limestone soils. The wine is raised exclusively in temperature-controlled stainless steel tanks for freshness. So this one smells of chamomile, golden apples, pear and apricot, kind of ripe orchard fruit tableau, not a million miles away from, say, an Alsace Pinot Blanc with earthy, stony and spice tones beneath. To taste, there's a lovely freshness here. It's only about medium bodied with good fruit weight. Again, pears and stone fruit, a bit of citrus, but stony again with that fruit sailing along calmly and in gently mouth-watering fashion. And actually, to totally contradict what I said earlier, I think a Pinot Gris drinker would really take to that no problem. Okay, and then we move on to the Viré-Clessé Vieille Vigne. It's a village wine at $54, worth pausing a second though to note that this cuvée sounds unassuming, but really is the signature of this estate. It brings together parcels whose vines range from 70 to 95 years old. And again, we're on clay and limestone soils. So all the wines for this cuvée are initially separated during winemaking, spending 12 months in oak barrels ranging from new, typically 15 to 20% of blend, to 8 years old. And then the family blends all the barrels into stainless steel tanks for a further 9 months or more. So the nose here puts you in mind of golden fruit, sort of yellow pear, rock melon, even a bit of mango with rich depth and nutmeg spice, and there's also some orange zest lift there. And on the palate, you find that richness that you expect, yellow peach, pear, quince flavours with cinnamon spice. It's a little bit more than medium-bodied, and mouth coating with some gentle, fine-grained tannin, and that grip with the higher acidity than you might expect carries the fruit really long through a slightly creamy finish. I said earlier it's better to take these wines, or any wines really, on their own merits. This isn't zippy Chablis, and nor is it trying to be. It has seriously impressive persistence, but it's not so much an acid-driven whoosh as a long, measured, textured, even draw across the palate with serious depth and flavour. And that fine-grained finish puts you more in mind of a red wine, in fact, than a crisp white. And even though these wines don't pop with youthful exuberance, they are capable of aging magnificently. So for more on the wines of André Bonhomme, or for any other grower in the CellarHand portfolio, please visit our website. That's www.cellarhand.store, or feel free to send us a direct message at CellarHand Wine or to me at Merrison. But in the meantime, please stay well, drink responsibly and discerningly, and thanks, as always, for watching.